events. You know what I mean? These fellas, I dare them challenge me with their somewhat primitive skills.
All right. Hey guys, welcome back to the Think Twice podcast with your host Don. What's going on? How you doing? How you been? Good to see you. Today we have a special guest who I'm honoured to call one of my friends, Mr. Nick Jackelson, aka Nick Jacks, aka New Jack City. You know what I mean? He's honestly, I really love his style of hip hop and all that. So what a great guest. You know, so thanks Nick for being here.
Thank you, Don, for asking me to do this. Really fucking cool.
Oh, mate. That's all good, mate. No troubles. You know, and I'll just a couple shout outs I always do first. Shout out to Rewards One. One of the best Aussie rappers, Damien Illich, all the HMD boys, Shooks, and especially to our sponsor, Jackelson Apparel. You know, they got really great beanies, great shirts, you know, great hoodies and pants, whatever you want, they got it. Jackelson Apparel, I'll put all the links in the bio. And a shout out especially as well to Alan Thorpe. He's on Instagram, his handle is I Walk for Men's Mental Health. He's walked over 850 kilometres this year for mental health to raise money. So if you can, I'll put the links there as well, but if you want to donate because it's a great cause. You know, we don't have to suffer in silence. So, all right. That's all out the way. Anything you wanted to drop, Nick?
No, I'm ready whenever, I'm ready. Oh,
yeah, cool, mate.
If there's like at the end, I'll fucking throw my cool, handles and stuff.
All your stuff will be in the bio. So, all right, mate. I was just wondering, you know, because I just really, really enjoy your style of music. It's something, I can't even come up with. It's just fresh, you know. It's got that old school vibe to it, but it's like it's just so fresh. You know what I mean? It's like something you haven't really heard before. Yeah, because you have all these, different levels to it. So how did you get into this game? What was how was your childhood? Where were you born? Where'd you grow up predominantly?
I was born in Staten Island, New York, born and raised all my life. Yeah, and I got family all over New York and, you know, some other places too, but I grew up in New York, like, you know, Staten Island. And, I grew up on, like, the South Shore of Staten Island, and which would be, like, the opposite end of, say, from where, like, Wu-Tang is from. They're on, like, the North Shore, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
And Staten Island's small, though, anyway. But, I guess I got into, like, hip-hop through growing up in my neighborhood. A lot of the older dudes, the older kids in the neighborhood, they were into graffiti. They would write graffiti and shit, and I was always fucking, kind of like amazed or like fascinated with because I was like 4 years old, and we would drive to the, like, you know, my father would bring us to the fucking store or something, and I would literally see Nick spray painted on a fucking wall somewhere. So I'm thinking, like, right, I'm fucking mad young seeing that. I'm thinking, like, that's fucking cool as fuck. That's my name. Like, right, so right away.
This is for me.
It had that's probably like my first fucking, you know, into seeing that and not realizing graffiti is a part of hip hop. Like, you know, I guess, you know, and fucking, so yeah, the older heads in my neighborhood, they were into graffiti, and they would tell me what to listen to. They would give me tapes and shit, and be like, yo, listen to this. They would be like, yo, don't listen to this. They'd be like, yo, don't listen to fucking MC Hammer, listen to this dude, or listen to fucking Naughty by Nature. Yeah, they would tell me shit. Yeah,
I love that. I wish I got told that, man.
So I kind of like, from a young age, I kind of like was already like could like sort out, like, you know, I don't know, like
shit.
Basically, yeah. So that was like instilled in me when I was young. Yeah,
because that MC Hammer shit, like, that song's pimping, but like, fuck, you know, that's not rap.
Yeah, no, and look, and
That's
not
not
to
hip
say
hop.
that I can't say that I never sung along with
Oh no, it's tremendous.
everybody fucking has,
But it's
but
not
like I
rap.
also at the same time knew that that's that shit, and then there's this other shit,
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
I don't want to
Like,
say real shit. I don't know, like I don't know how to fucking
well,
you know,
I'd agree with you. I'd agree with you there, Nick Jack. Like,
yeah,
because it is the realness. Like you listen, because at the same time, all those dudes were coming out. Like MC Hammer, what was that? 90, early 90s anyway.
1991 something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, and then you had like Young MC,
yeah, yeah.
Bust the Move and shit. Like they were good, but that
Well,
was
I gotta
radio
say,
shit. You didn't hear the.
I'm glad you brought up Young MC actually, because Young MC was my first fucking rap album on cassette that I ever owned. Like when I
Oh,
wanted,
okay.
yeah, that was my like. All right, so music for me was all Michael Jackson. Like from I'm an '80s baby, so all Michael Jackson. And then as soon as I could understand like what I like and stuff, not that I love Michael Jackson, don't get me wrong, but as soon as I could understand like I was like hip hop was it. Like and I remember I don't know what it was. It was maybe like Digital Underground. I would hear
The
the
Humpty
fucking
Hump.
yeah, I would hear the fucking dudes on the block playing it and
Yeah,
shit. Like,
yeah, yeah.
and I'd be like, yo, I want that. I'd be like, I thought it was so cool. I would see the video and shit. And well, when I went to the store, I think my mother brought me to the music store in the shopping mall, and fucking I'll never forget it. Actually, the fucking she went and asked for this certain song or whatever it was, and the Digital Underground shit, and then fucking the dude let her hear it 'cause for some reason. I guess they had it back then where you could listen to the.
Oh,
So he
here we
let her
go.
listen to it, and I'm like, fucking, I gotta be like, what, 8 years old, 7, 8, 9, something like that, like, and fucking, then,
You're not having this.
yeah, well, and she wasn't usually like that. That was the only time she was like, because we were watching rated R movies and shit when I was young, like, so it wasn't really like, it wasn't strict like that. But I guess maybe she heard some sexual shit or something,
Oh,
But,
yeah.
and then, I guess he let her hear Young MC. He suggested Young MC, and that's what they bought. That's what my mother bought me.
No, but that's fair enough, man. Because that song was dope. Was it Bust the Move or?
It was the whole album. It was the
All
whole
right, yeah.
environment, the whole album, Bust a Move. A lot of good songs on there actually. He was fucking kind of slept on, like, but he was looked at as like, I guess, a commercial because he had that fucking hit, like, but he was dope, of course.
Yeah.
And fucking yeah, so it was that tape, and I would fucking play that shit out, like, play the front to back, play it out. I still know almost every word to every song, like, yeah. So
Yeah,
that
I
was
felt like that with a lot of CDs, man. Like, yeah, but Digital Underground, man, I'm spewing because, oh, dude, like,
yeah. Well,
Shock G, tremendous.
It was Shock G, like, and that's weird because I love East Coast shit, but when I first noted, like, he was a character, like, he looked cool. They were in that fucking movie, Nothing But Trouble with Dan Aykroyd. He played this old judge guy with all makeup. Like, it's a really fucking funny movie. It's a classic. There's other people there. I just can't remember who's in it. But yeah, they were in that fucking movie, and but also there was other groups too. Then there was groups like the Fat Boys who I would see on TV that I thought they were so fucking cool, like, just because they were fucking beatboxing and fuck. Like, I always thought that shit was cool, like,
Yeah, because it's just something, even like with no swearing rap, like sometimes it's just fucking cool, man.
Yeah,
Like, I'll put on Young MC to this day and like blast it, mate. Like,
yeah, like, all right, so I'll still throw that shit on just for like nostalgic purposes, but it's still like, I'm still fucking singing along with it and shit. Yeah.
Like if you hear it in a club or something, you got to bounce. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, well,
you got to fucking,
That's fucking instilled in fucking pop culture history,
Oh, for sure, man. Well, I don't know what happened to him though, but yeah, So that was your first tape, and and so you go home with that, and did that. What drew you to like the more dirtier stuff? So you said you were getting tapes from your mates.
Yeah, so and then
like that.
So yeah, after Young MC is when older heads on the block would be like, "Yo, listen to this. Listen to Naughty by Nature. Listen to fucking
Yeah. Did Wu-Tang come out soon after that for you, or because I know they're a big inspiration?
It had to be a few years later when Wu-Tang started to hit, and like I think they dropped their first shit in 92 and 93.
Yeah.
I was like 10, 11 years old, and no matter what, I'm from Staten Island, and And I had an older brother, and I got older kids in the hood. Like, I'm hearing about all this shit from that, from people, So of course, being a big rap group from Staten Island, like, of course, everybody's gonna hear about it. It's gonna be a big fucking deal,
Sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that, man. Because it was good with my mum, man. She got me like my first ever like CD was Tupac Changes. I was 5 years old in 1995. Like my cousin got it for me, and then after that, I persuaded my mum to get me fucking the Eminem, the Real Slim Shady single, and then the album. And she's looking at this fucking single. It's like, why does he have garbage bag? What's this? Oh, this chainsaws. Oh, nothing, mum. And then fucking she got me the album, and fucking mate, I was just pumping that shit. That's why they call me Slim Shady. He's going on about raping people, stabbing motherfuckers, drugs. It's like, oh, what have I done? Yeah, because he was shocking. When first came out, and then I think that was like I was in grade 4 or something when that came out. So that was like 98, 99 or something like that. But yeah, so after all that, and you got to your teenage years, like, were you kicking it with the heads, like, as a gangster, or were you just out there? Because I know you got a few crazy friends that we've all spoke about. You know what I mean?
All right, so the neighborhood I grew up in, like, it's not a bad neighborhood and shit,
Yeah.
So the teenagers at that time in the 90s were fucking, like, I don't know how to explain it. They were not like the fucking teenagers of today, like, you know what I mean?
Nah, man, because they're all beta males now. Like, there was a bit of fucking
kids were
rebellion.
Beat up, jumped, no matter what, for anything, no matter what, like, so it was like, I don't know, it was, I don't know, and it was very, where I'm from, it's all about, like, when I was growing up, it's all about, like, the neighborhoods and shit, like, so there's all different neighborhoods of kids and crews. You meet in school, like, sometimes you get beef, sometimes you're cool, like, keg parties and, all that type of shit, like,
Yeah. Did you, was there much fighting? Did you get into sticking a couple motherfuckers up, or?
Well, no, I mean, as far as, like, so I was never really, like, I was never into starting trouble. Like, if it came to me, like, then that's it's different. But I never tried to get into really any trouble. If I did, the shit that I did that isn't, I don't know, whatever. I guess I did a lot of shit if I was, like, mad at somebody or something like that. I didn't go like I didn't need to, like, go like rob anybody for money or anything like that. Like,
All right,
I grew up with, like, both my parents, good parents providing everything, like, all that, like, so.
So you had that good, like, nuclear family. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have a need to do that. And now, don't get me wrong, there's people I grew up with that had the same thing, but still went the other way.
Yeah, yeah.
Either got into drugs or got into some type of crime life, like,
Yeah. Well, that's the one thing, mate. Drugs doesn't discriminate.
Yeah.
You'll get anyone. I think we all know someone whose parents are millionaires and they just fucking rob them all the time.
Where I'm from, it's like that. It's like that around here. They're all fucking, they're all spoiled brats and they're all on fucking drugs and they all, like,
Yeah. Like, I enjoyed the grittiness of, like, the late 90s, early 2000s. Then it just all went.
Yeah. No, that's my. I maybe for my age, because of what age I am or whatever, but, like, I think it's a very underrated era of music that never gets talked about, and there needs to be fucking documentaries on it and all types of shit, because so much great music came out from, like, the late 90s till, I mean, I can't really give it a time mark, but I'll say, like, maybe, like, the mid 2000s, like, of such good shit that went under the radar. Like, dudes who would drop, like, 1 or 2 12-inch singles, only a couple songs, and that's it. You heard nothing from them, and the shit was, like, incredible, like,
Yeah. And so what got you on the path to, like, the underground hip-hop? Because I know how I got there.
Yeah, well, basically, like how I told you, like, you know, I already told you that I already knew the difference between like the authentic type shit.
Oh, okay.
Whatever,
All right.
you know?
Yeah.
Or like, you know, like the dudes who are really rapping because their craft is like amazing and not just doing it to make people. Not saying making people dance is bad, but you know, they're not doing it just to get famous. Like, you know, they're doing it because they love that shit or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Because they're on their hammer pants and shit.
Yeah, so I was always like that. I was crazy with it. Like, I would fucking get all the Source magazines, all the hip-hop magazines I could get. I would read every little fucking thing. I was like a fucking,
just a sponge soaking it all
every fucking Tuesday, the albums would come out every Tuesday. So I knew the fucking, like, you know, the shit I would like. I had a fucking calendar. I would mark down all the calendars I'm getting every Tuesday. Like, whether it was like 3 on this Tuesday, 1 on next Tuesday, the Tuesday after that, you know. Whatever was coming out. But as far as like that type of shit, I was just always into like if everybody's walking this way, I'm fucking going that way. Because if
I know
that way, it can't be a fucking good reason.
No, it can't, man. Like I'm like that to this day, bro. Like I can't. And that's you just follow the crowd. I like to be different, or not different, but like I'm just drawn to what I like, which is usually not what everyone else is.
And I always kept an eye out for like certain shit and certain sounds and like certain voices and shit. And I always on the backs of the albums, so if I bought an album, I bought a cassette or a CD, I would read the whole fucking shit, all the fucking credits, where they recorded it, who produced it, all where, you know, everything, you know, all that shit. Somebody featuring on the song, courtesy of what record label. Like, that shit was interesting to me to see all that, like, you know, all that. And all the shout outs and seeing, oh shit, this rapper's cool with this rapper.
Oh, I used to love the shout outs, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. So fucking, I was always just like deep into it, like as far as like being like a hardcore fan and knowing like everything. Like, I was just talking about this with one of our friends recently about he's from the West Coast, and he asks me about like all these West Coast rappers. And like, I know who the rappers are. I just, you know, didn't necessarily get into the shit, but I'm such like a nerd or whatever when it comes to like hip hop that I keep an eye out for everything, that I know every rapper he's naming, even if I never heard a song, you know, which is kind of weird. But that's because I would read the fucking magazines and shit. So I was always like searching for that new ill shit that like nobody else was really listening to or people were sleeping on and shit. So that's how I got into like that more underground, like, you know, style of shit, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the Terror Dome. 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 With spike bats and brass knucks and horn helmets, melted down, welded, chain mesh and warm wellness. Born hellish, religious zealous, because of pellets I don't embellish. I'm by myself, that's your pellet. I'm back to killing, bloody bath, bloody splash and bloody rags. Evil villain with funny laugh and dummy crash. You fake as fuck with funny cash. You bitch made, C-section your tummy slash. This gunny blast, the craft and demon summon fast. No face under mask, you run from the coming wrath. Welcome to the Terror Dome. Welcome to the Terror Dome. Fight club, blood sport, pop shit, tough talk, headshot, cut off. There will be no love lost. Fight club, blood sport, pop shit, tough talk, headshot, cut off. There will be no love lost. Head off, head off, head off, head off, head off, head off. Hit your motherfucking head off. Head off, head off, head off, head off, head off, head off. Hit your motherfucking head off. Yo, turbulent, murder shit, urban myth, verbal quip, circular disc, dispersed through the mist. Merciless curse of the witch, you haven't heard of me since. We burden and blitz, blood on the windshield, burgundy tints, murder spree stints. The worst of me lives since nursery cribs, checking off names and burning the list, and burning the bridge and burning the split. Cremated in the urn is what you earn them with this. Observe the eclipse. Welcome to the Terror Dome. 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 I cast giant shadows on grass knolls and meadows and leave no wildlife and burnt the flower petals. Mushroom clouds will settle degrees and higher levels. The meek will thrive and rebel, the feet of a dying devil. A lot of trouble, jump barefoot.
getting to you. Like you really enjoyed it. And so, like, what made you first rap? When did you just first write? Like, what was your first rap?
Well, all right. So, say like I had to be like in like 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, and I was like so into the music, as I was saying, like so into buying the albums and reading the magazines and being up on all the artists, whether I listened to them or liked them or not, like
Yep.
And I was like my music collection, my tape collection, my CD collection was such a big fucking deal, and and just to throw it in there, of course, which also was big was the Stretch and Bobbito show, the radio show. Listening every Thursday at 1 a.m. to 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning, or every other Thursday or whatever. And me and my friends didn't know how to catch it at first. We were all so young, and all the kids in our hood wouldn't tell us how to fucking listen to it. And then we finally fucking found it out and shit. And then I would stay up, school the next day, but I'm fucking listening. I got my cassettes ready to go, taped, and I would fall asleep and, hopefully maybe catch it so I could switch the tape and get a full hour or however long the tape is of the radio show. And so that I just wanted to throw that in there. That was a big deal for me too. And but yeah, I would listen to the music, and DJing was such a big deal. The equipment, seeing the DJ equipment, the turntables, the microphone, the wires, the fucking mixing boards, all that fucking shit always interested me. Like, I would read up on that. The drum machines, keyboards, pianos, synthesizers. Since I was younger, I liked that shit. Like, I always had a thing for, like, certain tones in music. And I took piano lessons when I was, like, mad young, but I didn't take it seriously and shit, I didn't really learn it. But I was definitely interested in it. And, I always fucked around. But, so as far as, like, getting into that, like, it was DJing first, because I would play music, and like I said, I would listen to all the shit that I didn't think people were listening to or paying attention to, and I would want to play it for all my friends, whether I was, I used to put my speaker, I used to go outside in front of my house, and there was a basketball hoop. I'd shoot around, and I'd put my speaker from my stereo system outside so I could hear it. But I'm playing all that shit that nobody else is, listening to. Sometimes, like, the people in the hood would be like, oh, shit, that's dope, or like, oh, play this, and it was kind of like I was DJing, but I wasn't, a full DJ yet. Playing CDs and shit. So I fucking loved that. I was like, oh, shit, and I was like, it was also a way of expressing, like, this is, I want you to know that this is what I think is dope. Like, so I want you to hear what I think is fucking dope. Like, so if I was driving around in my car or something or whatever, if I could blast music, I want everybody to hear it. So everybody could be like, yo, what is that? Like, what is he's listening to some next shit or something like that. That's how I thought, like, for whatever reason, like, But then I got into, like, I was always into that underground shit. But then, older heads in my neighborhood again, one dude came up, one of my brother's friends, he would go to this record store in Manhattan, and the record store was called Fat Beats, and of course it's worldwide known, of course, now, and of course everybody knows, if you're into hip-hop, you know about that shit, because they set up the website and all that. But Fat Beats, that was fucking, going to Fat Beats for the first time was impacted my life it changed my fucking life in such a way that I can't even describe. Like, I could almost tell you, I don't know if I would be into, I don't know. It just gave me a certain outlook and the feel of going there, going to the center, literally the center of hip hop, in the center of the universe, like New York City, the feeling and the vibe around, 6th Avenue and 8th Street, where it was on the corner over there, Grace Papaya and shit. It just, there was always dudes out there selling their CDs, fucking Percy P, a bunch of other dudes and shit.
Percy P.
Shit.
Percy P.
People always rhyming battles. Washington Square Park was 2 blocks over. We used to go out and chill over there, smoke, drink, and trip out or whatever, be rhyming over there and shit. And that was always, like, legendary for the people who, the generation before us, like, like all those other New York underground dudes. That's where they started that shit in fucking Washington Square Park, like the freestyle sessions and all that, like, so. That's
crazy, man, because I remember you told me a story about Percy P, because, like, I love him and Lord Finesse, shit like that. Like, what was he doing? Like, you were somewhere, but you always saw him like
Oh no, yeah, well, I
singing
mean,
his tapes or something.
ever
Like, he
since
was
I
always at it.
was old enough to go to hip hop events or go to these places or whatever, he was always. This was the late '90s. He was always at the shows, at the hip hop events, like hustling his shit hard, like, you know,
Yeah.
always hustling his shit, you know. And there was a bunch of other great rappers, MCs, musicians doing the same thing, like, you know.
Yeah.
But like he stands out because he made that shit famous, like, you know, all that hand to hand and, you know, hustling like that,
Yeah,
like, you know.
yeah.
I feel he did, at least.
Yeah, well, no, you couldn't be wrong, you know, because he's out there actually fucking making people.
Yeah.
Oh, listen to this,
Yeah,
and then once the word gets around,
and he
if you had a tape from back then, mate, that'd be worth fucking quite a bit right now.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm
Fuck
sure
yeah.
people do. I know people who have bought tapes that might still have them, like, you know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
So, because they would have been like made at, excuse me, made at his house, you know, like fucking just double recording and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the original fucking, you know, type of out there. I mean, you know, that's how it was back then. Like, you know, people would fucking do it like that, sell it out the trunk, like, you know.
That's the CD burners before there was CDs, you know.
Yeah.
Tapes, yeah.
A high speed dubbing on tapes and shit.
Yeah. Well, it's good times, all that, man. I miss tapes. You know, even the fucking how you have to put the pencil in and, you know.
Oh yeah. Mike, I was
I
crazy
miss
with
that.
that tape. I used to make all types of mixtapes from the radio shows, and actually when I first started making beats, it was on cassette tapes. I had the two fucking tape
really?
decks next to each other on the stereo, and I would try to loop it back and forth, and then try to throw drums over it, get a microphone because it had a karaoke fucking effect or whatever it was, and you could function, and you could I would try to like put drums over it or play some. I would do all types of any way that I could try to make beats. I would try to do it. And that started on cassettes and shit, basically, you know. And I had like Casio keyboards because I used to try to play piano when I was young. So I had the Casio keyboard, and I would do shit like that. I would try to like freak whatever I could out of, you know. Of course, it wasn't good. That's my first, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Venture into beats. But that had to be in like 1997, I would say, 1997, 98. I would start doing that with the tapes and shit. But I would try to freestyle and shit before that, always, like, you know, bullshit. I would take other rappers' raps that I loved when I was younger than that and try to, you know, write it down and put my words in it, like, or put my name in it or change it up for me, like, you know what I mean? I would do that at first, and I didn't take writing seriously for a long time, though. It was like freestyling for me, but I was always more into beats, you know, always more into beats. But like back to the DJing, playing the music for people, thinking what I, you know, thought was dope. I actually, and going to Fat Beats. Fat Beats had vinyl records. That was the main thing they sold there, was vinyl records, like, you know, so fucking.
I love vinyls, man.
I'm sorry I fucking went on a, you know, but yeah, vinyl records.
Hey, mate, this is called an interview, mate. You keep going as hard as you want. I'll take you back if I need to.
And Fat Beats, the records. So now my boy, his name is ZN. His name is James. Actually, he actually just passed away. You know, and this dude that brought me to Fat Beats. He, you know, an older dude from my neighborhood. He basically changed my life by bringing me there, like, you know, because he would be into all this shit that I didn't even realize fucking could exist in like hip hop, like I mean, I'll say like one of the first things he brought that he let me hear, which was I think when they first came out in like what was it 96, 97 was the Cage Agent Orange and the
forget about it.
Cage Agent Orange and Radiohead 12-inch vinyl produced by Necro, and the Necro Underground and Get on Your Knees, you know. And he had both of those. So he had a record player, like, you know. He wasn't like a DJ or like that, but he just had a record player. So he would go to Fat Beats and buy these songs that you could only get on vinyl, or if they happened to have a tape, which they rarely did. If it was on a mixtape or if Stretch and Bobbito played it, like, you know, that's the only way you get it, you know, because there's no fucking, the internet is not like you're getting music off the internet at that.
Well, you can't go to fucking Kmart or,
So,
target.
and I'm already so me and him connected through the listening to the type of hip hop we listen to, because I was already into the underground shit. I just didn't know it went deeper, But so me going to Fat Beats, I'm like, yo, I gotta get a record player. I gotta get records. Like, I gotta start buying records. I gotta get a record player because I want this music, and they don't fucking sell it on CD. They don't really have it on tape, and it's rare to catch it on the radio. Like, So I had to so I don't know what. I guess I saved up money. I bought a shitty pair of turntables, basically. Shitty pair of Geminis from a kid in my neighborhood. They were like maybe $100 or something, or $150. 2 turntables, a mixer, and he gave me some records and shit, which I still probably have, actually. But
Mate, I can just see, like, under your arm there, and this is not even how much.
No, I have a shitload.
Oh,
right?
and Nick's actually I've had the privilege of being taken, like, around and shown, like, all his vinyls and ones he's got in his basement or downstairs and shit. Mate, this dude has so many fucking vinyls. Like,
I do, yeah.
He could open up a shop, and he's got doubles of fucking most of them.
I got a lot of shit, yeah. I actually want to get rid of a lot of shit, but
It's an addiction.
But I had to get turntables. I want these songs. I had to get fuck it. If I have the chance to get 2 turntables, why not? Like, 2 turntables on a mixer, why the fuck not? I wanted to get into that. Why not? So I did it. So I got my 2 turntables. They're shitty pair. They're belt driven. So belt driven is like, you can't really scratch on it. It's gonna bounce if you touch it and all that. Like, So I had that for like maybe like a year or 2 or something. And then I'm religiously going to Fat Beats and all other record stores, getting fucking records and shit like that. And I'm getting, this is the style of music I'm connecting with. It's that obscure fucking hardcore rhymes to make you think, and fucking even make you fucking look some shit up and be like, yo, what is he talking about, and teach you some shit. You know what I'm saying? Right?
People that's so underrated, that what you just said. Like, no one thinks of that. Like, fucking in Army of the Pharaohs or like Necro, I'll be like, what the fuck? What's a Mephistopheles? Who's that? Yeah. And I'd look it up. You know what I mean? Just to say
these dudes are saying
words. Talking about.
Yeah. And well, really, I can't, like, Wu-Tang. Listening to Wu-Tang, being so into Wu-Tang and listening to them and all the fucking words they're saying, the big fucking words. Like, they have a song on I think Wu-Tang Forever. It's called, they came out with an album of the same name, actually, A Better Tomorrow, but it's a song on Wu-Tang Forever. And, like, they're talking about, like, it's very fucking positive, but it sounds so hardcore and shit. And I was like, these dudes are, like, really, like they don't have to do that. Like, they don't have to put out a song of positivity, like, it's all their hardcore dark stories and shit. They don't have to do that. And that just made me, like, have so much more respect for them and other artists like them, because there are many others, not just them, but they were.
That's why I really enjoyed the Jizza with that Bible, BIBL.
Basic instructions. Basic instructions.
The instructions for leaving Earth.
Killer Priest. That was on the last song on the Liquid Swords album. Yep.
Yeah, man. I knew you'd know where it's at.
And also put on his album Heavy Mental, of course. First of all, that song was huge for me, but that was huge for me. When I got the Liquid Swords album, hearing that song, I was like, yo, this is my favorite shit. Even though I can't, like, but that song, like, it just sounded so different from the whole album, and it, but,
Yeah, because, like, how the whole album rolls, like, it's pretty fucking hectic. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a fucking album. That album reminds me, no matter what, when I listen to the album, and I fucking love it, and I listen to it frequently, actually, it always reminds me of, like, the winter time, like, just, like, the cold, dark winter, like, snowing and fucking, because me and my friends used to walk around listening to it when we were in, high school or whatever it was, on the radio, walking around smoking blunts, drinking or whatever, like, being teenagers and shit,
I just love that line, fucking, choose the sword, you come with me. choose the ball. Fuck off with your mother. It's so
Well,
good.
I mean, the very first the intro of the album, like just the intro alone gives me fucking chills. Even still, when I
It
listen
does. It does. It does. It does. You get goosebumps and shit.
Yeah,
Man, for sure.
and same goes for the 36 Chambers album too. The very beginning of the album, like it's just that fucking interlude in the beginning, the sample or whatever it is, gives me fucking chills. Like the soundbite, like
Yeah. No, well, that's why I think Wu-Tang are one of the best because fucking
yeah,
all their albums they like take you down
yeah.
and
But
like a,
back
a,
to
a
why I
trip.
brought up that they were saying big words, like they're talking about like real shit, but they're doing it in a fucking mad intellectual way, like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't care what some of these rappers say they do. These guys are fucking smart as hell. Like at least the dudes I came up listening to, like in the night, like
yeah,
these dudes are really fucking smart to know the
yeah,
words they know and to put them and to be creative enough to fucking like that. You got to be really smart to fucking do that type of shit. Like you
yeah.
can't be like if you,
Well, you know what happened in the 90s as well. I'm sure you know this. Like in the early 90s, they just started picking up dictionaries, man. Just looking at what
however they did it,
big words mean.
I
It's
think
crazy.
also it wasn't. It was cool. I mean, I now it's not cool to be looked at as like a smart person maybe or a smart rapper or something, but it was kind of cool to be like I think intellectual back then, like to be
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
extra creative, mad deep maybe like double triple entendres and fucking what I mean,
yeah,
all that
yeah.
the multi fucking I don't know. You know what I mean?
Syllabic,
Meanings, multiple
multi-syllabic
meanings
shit.
to
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
multiple meanings to three meanings out of one line and shit. Like
That's why as well, man. Like Core Mega for me is one of the most slept on fucking New York rappers, man. Like I don't know if you like him, but I love Core
of
Mega, man.
course, yeah, hell yeah,
He's
hell yeah.
he,
Love him,
he's
right?
fucking tremendous,
Yeah,
man.
hell yeah.
And
Yeah.
each one of his songs has a fucking meaning and a positive message, but it sounds hard as fuck. Like you
Yeah,
were
yeah,
saying
yeah,
before,
yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
well, he of course is in that same. He's cut from the same cloth as Wu
Yeah,
Tang
yeah,
dudes from the '90s, Nas, Mobb Deep,
yeah,
all
yeah,
Tragedy, Gaddafi, all these fucking
yeah.
dudes. Like
Because
he's.
what year did the Realness come out? That was about
I think
94.
that came out in 2000, 2001, maybe something
What?
like that. Yeah, yeah,
What the
something like
first
that.
Realness? Fuck. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
well, of course he was supposed to be fucking signed to Def Jam. He had an album with Def Jam, right? The Testament, and then they got shelved, and then he went independent, and he became like one of the biggest independent rappers at the time. Like so
Yeah,
he
yeah.
did really good for himself, not being on a major label and shit like that. Like
Yeah, no, he did well. Like he's got the Realness 2, Part 2 or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
no, he has a great fucking music career, just a great career in general. Cormac.
And you
Hell
know
yeah.
what? He's like really fan accessible too, man. He's not looking for anything. He'll chat to you, do all that shit. Like, and that's what I find these days, man.
Mhm.
Even if it's a hardcore rapper, like we spend so much money on shit. It'd just be cool to fucking, ask a question or say, "Oh, this song helped me out,"
Yeah,
or something like that. So that's why I think the internet's good today because I told you my necro stories, man.
yeah,
He
yeah.
just he, he hustles me,
I'm
but in
saying
a good way.
the internet is fucking. It's great. It's great because you don't need fucking. And you could literally make your song and put it out. Boom! I can make a song right after we finish this. I can make a song and put it out, and that's it. Like and
And it's,
it's awesome in that sense. Like but
and especially
it's
they
bad for other
do
reasons.
vinyl.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
but it's good for
We
other.
all
It's
we all
great.
know that.
It's great for other reasons too, though. Yeah.
We all know that. But all right. So that was like
You
your
want to get
intro.
back into music, DJing. All right, DJing. Yeah, so DJing, I'm getting turntables. Now I'm starting to do turntable. DJing, I got my turntables. I'm starting to do little parties, backyard barbecues and shit around, like my friends' parties and shit. Yeah, I love DJing, so I'm doing that for a while. And at the same time, me and my boys around the neighborhood, we found like a common bond that we just like to chill and listen to rap and try to freestyle. So we started doing that. Like, me, my friend John, my friend Mason, and my friend Fats, we used to call him actually. And we would start freestyling at my boy's in his house. Like, We'd have the stereo. He'd have the karaoke with the microphone with the tape fucking ready to go recording and the instrumental because we used to buy the tape or CD singles with the instrumental on them, and we used to over those. We used to have freestyle sessions once or twice a week on the weekends or whatever it was, like, you know, smoking, chilling, drinking, whatever, and just freestyling for fucking hours. And that became our thing for so long, and we're doing it for so long. You know, people want to try to
get better.
Yeah, start to get better and start to take it serious. Yeah. I was always a freestyler. I never really took like rapping seriously because I was always into DJing and I always wanted to make beats. Like making beats was, I wanted to make the sound. Like, you know, rapping is, I love rapping. I fucking have a great time doing it. I enjoy it, but I just love making beats. Like, you know, I love it's not just rapping. When you hear my songs, like I'm making that song because I just want to create a whole fucking song. And like, you know what it is? You know what I mean? Like, you know?
But that's what I like because you do the whole song from fucking like start to finish. Like, unless you're getting like, you know, like someone to come on and drop a verse, that's all you. And that's what people don't realize. That's all, it's produced by him. Every fucking.
Every little detail.
Everything that's all him. Yeah, video, everything.
Every little thing. I'm making the beat. I'm fucking writing the lyrics. I'm fucking recording myself, mixing it, doing every little thing I had to do. If I'm doing scratch, I'm doing the cuts on it. I'm putting all my little fucking sound bites in there. And then if I'm making a video, I'm fucking shooting it. I might, you know, I've had a friend or two help on a video, but mostly I'm shooting it. And I'm doing all my own artwork. I'm doing all the video editing, I do everything myself. Like, you know, basically.
And that's one thing
I never wanted to or thought I would be able to or could or never even thought of it, but I started doing it all out of necessity because I would ask people for artwork or logo, even offer money to my friends that I thought were amazing artists and shit, trade beats, and dudes would fucking stand me up or not get back to me, and I'm like, okay, like, you know, like, you're not going to help me. I can't fucking, even if I'm asking for money, even if I'm fucking offering money, these dudes are still slacking. So I'm like, you know what, I just gotta start doing my own shit. I just gotta, you know, start, you know, but that's going forward, right? Don't we want to go back a little?
Mate, as I said, on my shit, I just like, it's a conversation, you know, it's not a rigid fucking thing.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because I don't want to go too far at it, like.
That's all right. I just wanted to highlight the fact that you do like everything like, with your own fucking hands, like start to finish.
Yeah,
you might get a cunt to hold a camera. You know, or something like for a weird angle, but like that's about it. Like this dude fucking, he goes hard and his artwork's tremendous. Everything's fucking tremendous, man. So, and he sells beats too. You know, all he's doing is making beats, fucking doing tracks.
I got over 1,000 beats. I got thousands. I got a lot of beats.
And he's reasonably priced too for anyone in Australia as well who wants to get it. But we'll talk about that later. I'm skipping ahead. So, all right, after you're doing that, fucking, I remember you got into...
Sorry.
No, you're all right. And I remember you, because Nick was a pretty well-known battle rapper.
No, I was not. I was not a well-known... I do not...
Yes, you were.
I was
Every
not.
motherfucker, don't you lie, mate. Look.
I was not. I'm telling you, I wasn't. I did battle rap a lot, and there is shit of me on the internet, which I do not... I mean, let's just say it's on the internet. You know what I mean?
I had to push you in the hole.
That was at the end of my battling, all that shit. Anything you see of me battling on the internet was at the end of my battling career. I was always into making the music, but I did do a lot of organized battle tournaments and street battles and shit before that, like, you know, that I used to do.
I had to push you in that hole, man. I was
and open mics. Oh, well, good. I'm glad you did because and DJing. So simultaneously, while I'm DJing and getting into that in like the early 2000s, I'm going to open mics and shit. We're going to the New Eurekan Poets Cafe, which is in Manhattan, and it's very popular open mic. A lot of everybody's favorite rappers have started out in there. Like, you name it, they're from New York. They probably ran through there, like, you know. Yeah. So fucking me and my boys started going there, and that was really great because that was the first time I ever got on stage. and I got the feeling of going on stage, and it was really fucking amazing. Like it's a feeling that I've never fucking had before. Like, you know, anybody that goes on stage
It feels like a drug, isn't it?
yeah, it's an adrenaline that really can never get anywhere else. Even if you're doing it for like a few people, just if you love it and like, you know, it's gonna fucking feel amazing and shit. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we started doing that for years, open mics and shit. And now me and my boys are taking shit more seriously. We're buying drum machines. I'm trying to making beats more seriously. My boy's fucking, my boy's writing, but he's writing really good songs. One of my boys, my boy John, he's writing amazing fucking songs and shit. And this dude, he starts going around to people, and he's talking to anybody he could, trying to get in the studios, rhyme for people. He's going into 36 Chamber Studios, rhyming for people and shit like that, trying to talk to these people. But at this time, like I'm not taking it seriously. I'm just doing it for fun and shit, like, you know.
Yeah.
But this dude is taking it real serious, and he was kind of determined and shit, you know. And I feel like we weren't necessarily ready for that shit. Maybe we needed to make a few more songs of our own and shit. 'Cause we didn't really know how to make songs. That was, you know, we were just freestylers and shit.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, basically, so I got me and my crew, which is like 3 other dudes, the dudes I mentioned before, and then we met my boy Insight, and my boy Gerard. He went by Insight though. And I went to high school with him and shit, and I always heard he used to DJ, and I knew he used to write because I used to sit next to him in one of my classes in high school, and I would see him fucking write. He'd be like, "Oh, what are you doing, writing a rhyme and shit?" And we knew each other from mutual friends, and we would smoke blunts with each other and shit outside of school, but we didn't really fuck with each other like that until like one of my boys brought me to like his neighborhood and basically was like, "Oh shit, you fucking do this, and we're trying to do this," like, you know. So we kind of like linked up, and fucking his couple of boys and me and my boys like started like doing shit together and started taking shit more seriously. He's got now. We didn't have, as far as recording went, we were working on like an 8-track with the cassette, the 8-track set after we're using, you know. And I had a drum machine. I didn't even have an MPC at the time. I had just a drum machine and the Casio keyboard, so I'm fucking with it, and a tape deck. That's how I'm making my beats. But this dude, he's got the computer with the fucking acid. Sonar, Cakewalk, with the Cakewalk fucking program in it. And he's got real fucking drum machines and samplers and shit, like, you know. So
so they had just like that next level that you wanted to go to.
Yeah, and I can't leave out my boy Jay too. My boy J Cap also. My boy Insight and my boy J Cap. First of all, these 2 dudes are big for my side of Staten Island as far as like the hip hop scene, like, you know, we kind of they schooled a lot of people and taught a lot of people in our generation, you know, how to fucking make songs and record and do all that type of shit, like, you know. Of course, on our side we got you know, if you ever heard of Jojo Pellegrino, of course, right? Jojo Pellegrino's from out here, and he's like the, you know, big name rapper, but we're the generation under him, you know. So
all right,
you know what I mean? Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And so did that lead to like, because I know you started that group Grim Galaxy. So did that kind of, how did that start? Like, how did you make Billy Valentine after that?
Okay.
How did you?
I'll say that. All right. So before Grim Galaxy, so I'll tell you how that happened. Before Grim Galaxy, with my group, we were a group called the Freak Show. It was me, my boy John, and, you know, my boy Mason, and my boy Insight, and then we had a whole other group of kids. There was like 10 of us, and we were the Freak Show. It's that album I sent you called The Vault. And
I got that. Yeah. The collective.
We're hitting up open mics, and we were hitting up open mics and fucking all over New York and New Jersey, like all over the city, hitting up open mics, hip hop events, anywhere we could. We had our fucking flyers and shit. We would go. We had our T-shirts. We would go everywhere. You know, MySpace was popping at the time and shit. Like, you know, so we were getting our shit, like, you know, situated or whatever. Like,
yeah, because I remember that video I saw of you on YouTube. You're with one of those boys, and you're just throwing out stickers and shit while he's doing an interview or some shit.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
Fuck you, freak show, motherfucker. Tremendous.
Yeah, fucking.
you've had an interesting time with all your shit. Like, yeah, it's quite entertaining to you know the stories and fucking how it transpired.
Yeah.
You know?
I forgot where I was. Oh, so the freak show, right? The freak show was a big thing. That was our thing. Like, you know, we were doing mad shows and shit. We made an album. It's just at a certain point we didn't know what to do anymore. Like, you know, with it, we had the album, but we didn't know like what we wanted to do. We didn't know if we should print it up and like, you know, we were just stuck. You know.
Yeah.
So during this time, like, you know, our big crew started to like, you know, break apart. You know, a lot of the kids started doing drugs in the group and shit. Like, so I was never into like doing drugs and shit, or anybody who did drugs, I kind of like distanced myself from. And yeah, of course I smoke pot and shit, but I don't do like any of that hard shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of distanced myself from people who were doing pills and all that type of shit. Like, you know,
Make smarter choices.
Yeah. So then, you know, I by this time I'm going to open mics. I met a lot of people. I met my boy Zeps. I met my boy Jahan, Mello Malo Paulino.
Oh yeah, shout out.
Dominils. Just a whole group of great fucking artists, and they were from Brooklyn and Queens and just, you know, all over and shit, and great artists, and the same thing though. It's like I was just running with these people now, like, you know, this new group, not this, but this whole crew, like just going to open mics and producing beats for them and recording sessions at my crib and freestyle sessions, all types of shit, hitting up radio stations, all types of shit, like, you know. But I still wasn't.
So just leaving tapes there. Were you leaving tapes or what?
Places we would leave CDs. Radio stations. We were talking about like college radio stations and shit. Just a little interview, let us freestyle and play like a song or two.
Nice.
You know,
nice.
yeah. And yeah, so fucking basically, yeah. And I still wasn't taking making music seriously though. This was like in the mid 2000s, late 2000s or something, like, you know. I was taking making beats seriously. Because at this time I got an MPC, I got a real deal sampler, I got fucking drum machine.
So you're starting to like gather knowledge, because like that's what I like with things. Like you got those two turntables at the start, you fucking mastered them. You had your keyboard, you mastered it for beats.
Yeah.
Then you got your MPC, you got this and that. Then you
it was like a progression into that, because DJing did get me more into making beats, like, you know, like, of course.
Because if you just get all that equipment at once, like, you're just gonna fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can't. No,
it's like earning belts in like martial arts. You know,
like I was saying before, there's no way I could have got I kind of got a drum machine because I needed one, because I'm trying to make beats any way I could, and if I could freak it on a fucking tape deck on a cassette player, then I can freak it on a fucking drum machine, like, you know. So I'm like, I need this. You know, and then not just a drum machine and recording it on tape, you know, I'm getting a fucking MPC, a real sampler now. Oh, because I had a sampler, I had a 10-second sampler on my DJ mixer. That's how I was making beats for a little while, with a drum machine and the sampler, and I would sample it into and it would just be like a 2-bar loop or a 4-bar loop, and I would tape that onto a cassette. And have
you were working it, man. You were putting time in, bro.
I was doing that type of shit for a long time. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to fucking save up money, and I'm going to get a real fucking sampler drum machine, and I want the MPC because all my favorite producers use that. It looks cool. I want to try it, like, you know? So
man, you're a sick cunt. Like, I couldn't sit there with fucking tapes. Like some fucking muppet, like doom.
Yeah, no,
well, that just shows the fucking dedication and why you're so good
crazy
at now.
I had to make it happen some way. So any way I could, like, you know.
Well, I like that, man. I like that.
Yeah, I'm leaving like shit out too that I did, but I'm giving you like the
No, you just need it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, so I got the MPC. And as soon as I got my MPC, I looped something up, something really dope. I looped it up within fucking 10 minutes of it, like, you know, boom, I got a beat going on, because I already knew what I wanted to do. I just needed to know how to use the machine correctly, like, you know.
Because that's like that DJ Premier shit, that he has like one sample on there, like the drums or whatever, and then he clicks the other one, then the fucking bass comes in, or, you know, is that what it is?
On different tracks.
I'm not familiar with it.
Well, it depends, like, He might have been using like old MPC. I know he does that show on his YouTube where he shows like what he used the MPC 60 and how he would load it in there and then make it go to this drum pad so he could hit it and shit. Like that's more old school like shit. And he used to connect it through the MIDI and all that. Yeah, like that's more old school than compared to what the MP. When I started on the MPC, my first MPC was a 1000, which came out in like the early 2000s. You know.
Oh, okay, all right. So that was jazzed up.
It was a little more advanced.
There you go. Yeah.
Basically, yeah. It wasn't floppy, you know.
Yeah. So how did you made up with? Because people don't know. Nick had a group called Grim Galaxy.
Okay.
He did as well. So how did you meet Billy Valentine?
Grim Galaxy. Basically, so I had the freak show. I told you about my boy Mello Malapolino. He was like my main rhyming partner. Like, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
he's a good bloke, man. I like him.
We did a lot of shows together. We did all these radio shows I'm talking about was through him and with him, like, you know.
Okay.
He's from Queens. He's from Astoria, Queens. Great MC, great musician, great mind for music, great person in general, actually.
Yeah,
you know?
fucking oath, man. I agree.
One of my lifelong great friends, like, you know. Basically, me and him were doing so many songs together. I thought he was an incredible fucking artist, and he still is. He's still an incredible fucking rapper and all that. I was doing mad songs with him. I would do like, songs for his solo albums that he was doing, and me and him did a whole album together, which a bunch of the songs are on YouTube. If you ever search me and him, like, you know, they're on there and shit. But we did a whole album. We never put it out. We got a cover made and everything, but we never put it out. And by that time, I was kind of like, I was like kind of burnt out. Like, you know, I kind of like, I got a girlfriend. I kind of like stepped back from doing music for a bit. Not doing music, but putting it out there. I was still making beats every day and shit. Don't get that twisted, like, you know. But I just didn't care about putting it out and shit. But then I met up with my boy Dro Pesci, who I grew up with.
My boy Dro
Pesci, who I grew up
he's cool.
Well, I've been friends with Dro since we're in like the 3rd grade or something like that. You know, like, you know, we met through a mutual friend, and literally, so we've been pretty good friends since, you know, we're that young. And through the years, we've always kept in touch and knew what else we were doing. Not that we were always so tight, but we're like, but fucking, he's doing music. I know he's doing music. I've given him beats and stuff and stuff like that. Of course, he was messing with my boy Insight. And basically, he has this studio. He has a studio and a room in the studio, basically, a rented. You know, he's got his own studio space, basically. And he's like, "Yo, why don't you come through there and make some fucking music with me?"
Fuck yeah.
So I was like, "Fuck it." I started going there. And once I started going there, he's like, "Yo, you can come and make all your shit here, or whatever, if you want. Like, you know, just." Show me a few things. I had a mix or whatever, like, you know, here and there, whatever. And of course, make them beats and shit, of course, you know. So I was doing that for, you know, this is before Grim Galaxy. So this is like fucking like 2010-ish, no, 2008, maybe something like that. And so Dro, you know, he's got his studio, he's doing his shit, you know, I'm making beats and shit. And he meets Tame One, the rapper from the Artifacts from New Jersey. Yeah. From the legendary the Artifacts with Elder Sensei, Tame One, Tame Wizard, and
you actually got me listening to him now, man.
I just want to say Tame One. He fucking passed away a couple of months ago, and he another dude who had a huge impact on my life, Tame One, but I got to tell this before it's more important than Grim Galaxy, to tell you the truth. This, like, you know,
go for it, man.
Get to that.
This is your time, man. This is your time.
So Tame One's coming to the studio. Him and I'm not at the studio, but Tame goes there and he meets up with Dro, and they're chilling in the studio. And I gave Dro like 2 beats, and he used one with my boy Insight, and he had just another one sitting there. And they said Tame One went through all these fucking beats, and he said they played my one beat, and he fucking loved it, and they recorded a song on the spot. And the song is amazing. Of course, we still have the song and shit. Like, it's never, it didn't get put out yet, I guess, but he loved that, and Tame gave me mad props right away and mad respect right away for my beats. And he ended up coming to my crib. We started doing, for whatever reason, we came to my crib, not the studio, and we started making beats at my crib with Tame and Dro. and we just clicked. We just started clicking, and we're like, yo, we're gonna fucking do a whole album, basically. And we did a whole album with me producing it and Dro and Tame rhyming on every beat, and it's called The Revolution. It's a fucking great album. I'm not just saying that because I made it. It's got two great fucking MCs on it, like, you know, and it's a really cool, and it's kind of different from what they both do a little bit, like, you know. So but yeah,
because I know Lyrical Lee did a couple songs with Tame One as well. Pretty sure.
Oh yeah, he might. Yeah, he might have.
Yeah.
Well, Tame is from Jersey, and Tame was, he's known around the world and shit. Like, you know, he's famous around the world for being Tame from the Artifacts and just Tame One and shit, graffiti and all that. But he always fucking kept an eye on local talent, always showed love, and gave props to the local dudes, you know, do songs with them, shout them out, all that type of shit. Like, you know?
No, but that's the thing. That's the shit you got to do, man. Like, even in the Melbourne, like, underground hip hop scene, like, everybody shows everybody love. Like, I've rarely saw someone go, or even a post going, "Fuck you," and you know.
Yeah, some people
it's
like
just all love.
Yeah,
it's just all love.
Yeah, so we're doing this album with Tame One, and to me, all right, so. Tame One, I was a huge Tame One fan before even meeting him. I was a really big fan of his, like, you know. I had his posters, his solo When Rappers Attack album poster on my wall when he came to my crib. And when he came to my crib, he started fucking... He already had signed it because I went to the store Fat Beats and there was an in-store and he had signed it when I met him for when the album came out. When he came to my crib, he started writing on it again. He started doing all tags and throwies on it and shit. Like,
he made it better.
Yeah, because my bedroom at the time had fucking it was covered in all fucking hip hop memorabilia and basically flyers, stickers, posters, all that type of shit. Like, and whenever he seen his name or Tame One flyer or something, he was going to write his name on it and shit. Like, you know. But that was a big thing for me in music because it motivated me working with one of my favorite artists. Like, you know. And having him chilling me and chilling with me and telling me, like, you know, yo, your shit's dope, and basically giving me the confidence and shit. So
yeah, well, you know, it only takes like just a fucking little chop out from someone that you don't expect. It could be a logo. Yeah. It could be a logo picture. It could be this, that. But once you get that kick up the ass and the motivation, like that confidence, mate, it's unbreakable. And you just keep fucking going hard, you know what I mean? Rather than just sitting there playing with your dick.
Fucking all right, so so that album, all right, so so that's what I did, and then I took kind of a break from like doing shows a little bit, maybe here and there I was doing shows, and then you know, things changed. I was in a relationship. After that relationship ended, I you know, I was a little trying to like find my footing back into like being by myself after a relationship. So I met up with Bill. Now I know Billy Ballantyne for a few years before we even did Grim Galaxy. Maybe like.
Oh, so you didn't grow up with him? You didn't grow
I didn't grow up with Bill. No, but like my younger sister and younger heads in my neighborhood knew of him and stuff. So like I always like knew of him and stuff. And I knew his little brother actually. His little brother Mikey Schema. You know, shout out to Schema. That's my fucking little bro right there. Yeah, I was close with him, and then I would see Bill at the studio, and me and Bill just started talking and chilling, and I don't know, we just clicked, and we started doing fucking the intentions of Grim Galaxy wasn't to be a group; it was for me to be a producer for him, you know. But I guess another, and he started doing shows, and he's like, "Yo, I'm doing a show. You want to come do the show with me?" So I'm like, "Yeah, what the fuck? Why not?" So so we're doing shows. Our first couple of shows were him doing like 3 songs that he had, and me doing like 3 songs I had, and we would do like back and forth, like, you know. Okay. And then, you know, eventually we did a song with me and him that we were putting at the end of the set, and then eventually we did a couple more songs so we could perform. And within a couple of months, we had a whole set of Grim Galaxy songs just we could do. And this was in like late 2013, maybe, late 2013 and 2014. We started doing a shitload of shows. Like, we're doing shows every fucking weekend almost. Sometimes 2 shows in a night we were doing. So, you know, we were doing a show Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sometimes we were doing 2 shows on Saturday. Like, you know, we do 2 shows are going on at the same time, we're booked in 2 places, and we're fucking going to one place, leaving early, and going to the other place. Like, you know, we were fucking hustling. We were driving down to fucking North Carolina, driving to Philly, driving to fucking Boston, driving to fucking upstate New York, all down the East Coast. Yeah, we were doing shows. We were doing shows all over the place. Yeah, we were doing shows wherever we could get them, you know? It's just, and we were killing it. We were killing shows and shit. It's just, we weren't really putting any music out. Like, you know, we had like a song or 2 on YouTube, and that definitely wasn't cutting it. Like, you know, and we had no merch, nothing to give. So it's like doing the shows is great and all that. Like, you know, but like, you don't have anything to remember. If people can't remember you, you have nothing to give them to remember. Then they're gonna forget you eventually. Even if that group was dope, but they don't have nothing. Like, you know.
Like, in a week will be like, what was their name again?
Yeah, and you know, and that's kind of how it was. And for whatever reason, we didn't make a video or put an album out, which we did have an album, of course. And you know, I maybe put it out one day. I don't know, but fucking
Well, you got that. You got that. Oh no, you didn't put out the album on your channel. I think there's about like 6 or 8 songs, something like that.
What?
Grim Galaxy, like, with Face
so on the internet, there's got to be about 6, maybe 7 Grim Galaxy songs on YouTube, something like that, you know?
Because I got to say to the audience, man, it's fucking tremendous, and especially the ones with Prime.
Grim Galaxy was a fucking great thing. It was great energy. The shows were, and I'm not just saying this because it was me. Yeah. Like me and Bill had a great fucking chemistry on stage. Like it was really fucking good. Like, you know, and it was very energetic and shit. Like, you know, but for whatever reason, it didn't fucking pan out the way I wanted to. Like, you know, sometimes people, if they, you know, there's 2 people in a group, you know, that if you're not on the same page, like, you know, like
it's not going to work, man.
More than somebody, like, you know, like this was always like what I've always wanted to do. I'm not sure if it's what he wanted to do, like, you know, because we had great opportunities too. People offering us like to help us like financially with record deals and videos and artwork and all types of shit, and it went to nothing almost, like, you know, in a way, but. I don't regret any of that time because it was a.
Oh well, you would have loved the experience, like so many experiences, man.
Yeah,
you know,
I met a lot of great people. I had and made a lot of great music. You know, but yeah, and then at a certain point, like, you know, I had to fucking I had to kind of like break away from that because I want to get my shit out there already. Like, I'm making music now. At this point, I'm making beats and music for what's this, like 2015, 16, 17, something like that. I'm making music for like 20 years now. Like, you know, I want to get some shit out there. So I'm fucking I'm like I don't know what to do. So I have all these.
So it's kind of like keeping you back. It was keeping you back. Right.
I kind of feel like, it was kind of like holding me back a little bit from what I really wanted to do. And look, I'm a group guy. I'm a collaborator. I can work with anybody, and that's what I want to do. I don't want to be making whole fucking. I'd rather do half the song, write half the song than a whole song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at this time in like 2017, like, you know, at this time we're still doing Grim Galaxy shows, but I'm out of it, like mentally, as far as like I'm checked out already. I'm doing the shows just to do the shows because they're fun, but as far as music, I'm already creating my own solo shit, and I'm always doing that on the side anyway, like, you know.
Yeah, so because you just it got like, because with the group, like everyone, as we said before, needs a passion, both of you. Like one Galaxy, his weight, fuck it,
and you know. Not to say my boy wasn't talented, because he was, you know, and he is. But as far as like how those songs went, I fucking I made all those songs. Like they were all songs. I made the beat, did all of it. I wrote the chorus. I wrote my verse, and I would leave a verse for, you know, for the other guy, like basically, like, you know. And you know, sometimes he would come to the studio, and sometimes he wouldn't, like, you know, so. I kind of got sick of doing that, like basically.
Oh, so like got unreliable as well. So like, not that he came and then wouldn't come.
Me and him were very close. We chilled all the time. We were like, you know, brothers and shit, like, you know. But it's just he wasn't coming to the studio, and then, you know, that was my main thing. But whatever, you know. So at this time, like 2017, I'm like, yo, all right, I gotta make a move. Like I want to fucking, you know. So I'm like, and I'm also coming
to go the next level.
Yeah, and I'm coming to a point where I gotta fucking maybe like I don't know what like should I keep doing this shit like like I love it but I'm like kind of like getting no traction and I put a lot of work into it and shit so I'm like you know what I'm just gonna fucking give well I have so many beats I'm making like 4 or 5 beats a day all the time I got fucking thousands of beats I'm gonna just start giving my beats to everybody I know everybody's getting fucking beats from me and shit. And then I'm thinking that, and I'm about to fucking to do this. I'm about to hit up a bunch of MCs that I like, that I know, that I think are incredible. Shout out to fucking Wade Wilson, Fatboy Sharif, Tone Live, you know.
Get going if you need to, man.
No, I just wanted to give those dudes a shout. 'Cause I think they're great, and the dudes I worked with and you know have a connection with shit musically and shit. Fucking yeah. So doing my little things on the side, but I'm like, one of my boys hits me up. My boy Chrome hits me up, who's from Staten Island, and he's like, "Yo, Vinnie Paz is looking for beats. You really need to hit him up and send him some beats. I don't know what the hell you're doing, man." He's like, "You got to get your shit out there." So I'm like,
"I'm gonna ask about that."
Yeah, I'm like, I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, I don't know. He's not gonna pay attention to me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so fucking, because I've tried to send beats to dudes before and got like no reaction or like not maybe I got discouraged too easily or something, maybe or something. But like, I was at a point where I don't care anymore. So I'm like, you know what could it hurt me fucking trying to hit him up and try to send him beats and shit? Like, what could if he doesn't hit me back, he don't hit me back. Like, no big deal, because But then I hit this dude up on whatever it was, social media, and I was like, yo, I heard you're looking for beats and shit. If you want, check out my Instagram. I gave him the whatever it was. And I was like, I got a bunch of beat videos. I wasn't expecting shit. And a couple days later, he actually fucking hit me back. He's like, yo, I'm feeling your shit, whatever. Here's my contact. Hit me up with some shit, like, straight up like that, Yeah. And I was like, holy shit.
This is Vinnie Paz. This is Vinnie Paz we're talking about, not some fucking.
No, it's Vinnie Paz 796. Yeah, legend.
Yeah, man. Yeah, everybody knows if they're on this shit.
Yeah,
who Vinnie Paz is, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's tremendous.
And, I was like, whoa. What the fuck? I was like, that's fucking crazy, like, So now, like, I'm in a zone too at this time too. We're making the beats. I'm like in a crazy zone. I'm making mad shit and fucking. All right, I'm thinking I'm sending this guy fucking everything. And that's what I fucking did. I started sending him fucking everything that I thought was dope that I had. I started sending him. I was making new beats right there for him and shit. I was like, and that's how. So he started. He then hit me back like so. This is after he told me to send him beats. We didn't talk again. So then I just all right. Now I sent him fucking 15, 20 beats or something like that. I'm waiting 2 weeks, 1 week, nothing, 2 weeks, nothing, 3 weeks. I'm chilling. 3 a.m, I'm sitting there. I look at my phone. I got an email, and it's from fucking Vinnie Paz. I'm like, what the fuck? Because I fucking forgot. I thought like nothing. I thought this is it. Like,
you thought he's got
heard my shit, like moving on.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, this beat's fire. And I'm like, holy shit, he likes my fucking shit. It was one of the best feelings I ever had. Like
wouldn't it, bro? Like, yeah, mate, that gives me goosebumps because I love all those groups, those people. Tremendous, man.
Basically, it was really fucking crazy. So now I'm like, oh shit, this dude's fucking feeling my shit. So now I'm starting to make him beats and I'm starting to pick shit. I'm like, yo, I'm all right. So the first beats that he actually used from me was the song called. There was 3 of them, and the song was called Hashem on a Pentagram. The first one he put out. And that particular beat, when I was making that beat, because it's after I already had sent him my first batch of beats. This dude, I'm making the beat. I was like, he's gonna fucking use this shit. And I'm not even fucking lying. I was like, it would be dope if imagine he used this, because I'm a big nonfiction fan and shit. I grew up on nonfiction and shit like that. So Ill Bill was big for me, and Gore-Tex and Sabak and shit. But like, Ill Bill was big. So I was like, it would be dope if to get Ill Bill on this fucking beat, because I heard his fucking voice on it like before,
next minute, mate.
And he hits me back like a couple weeks later, because this is around Christmas time, 2018, 17, and he hits me back through that December, right before Christmas. I recorded. He's like, I recorded a couple songs with Ill Bill and Gore-Tex, and I was like, holy shit! Like that's all you need. like not only is Vinnie Paz using my beat, but he's fucking he got
Two of your
two of my
idols as well.
favorite rappers, dudes I looked up to, fucking, icons to me, like, legendary.
Oh, fucking oath, man. Fucking oath.
On my fucking beat, and not only and he just told me, so I didn't hear this, so I just know they recorded a couple songs on my beat, and he told me what beats it was, obviously, but I didn't know like when they were gonna come out or whatever, and that was really huge. It put a fucking battery pack in my fucking back, basically.
Oh, yeah,
and I started going off. I started fucking, if I was making 4 or 5 beats a day, if I was making 4 or 5 beats a day, I was making like fucking 10, 15 beats a day at that point. Anything, one after another, just keep going and going and going, and sending them out to him, just sending them out, seeing like, and through keep sending him beats over time, he used another one of my beats on a record store day special vinyl, 7-inch vinyl for Heavy Metal Kings, called it's the B-side for it's called Dominant Frequency, the song, and it's with Ill Bill and Gore-Tex, so that's the second one he did of mine that he put out. He basically, after that I was going nuts making beats, and that it boosted my fucking confidence. I was like, whoa, these dudes are fucking, these guys are telling me my shit is dope and rapping over it, and telling me it's official.
But that's like, it's not a battery pack in your back, man. It's like adrenaline to your fucking heart while you're awake.
It really I'm making beats, and now I know this all through like 2017 through that's the beginning of 2018. He told me that he did those songs. So all that year, I'm just making beats and shit. And the end of 2018 comes, and he's like, yo, I'm putting this song out on my new album, which the album is called The Pain Collector. And he put the song Hashem on a Pentagram.
That's what I was going to bring up next.
And I didn't know what song he was putting. I didn't know which beat he was using of mine. I know he had a couple. I didn't know which one. But fucking, so the night the album drops, fucking, I don't know what it was, maybe YouTube or Spotify, one of them. I went to, I think it was YouTube, and I listened, and that's the first time I heard the song. I didn't hear the song before that. Him rhyming over my beat, I waited almost 10 months to hear,
that's piece of shit.
had all my close friends, ready to fucking hear it, and when it came out, my boys were hitting me up, and they were going, and it was like, yo, that's literally the best feeling I ever had in my life, was when I heard that Hashem on a Pentagram song. That whole fucking day, that whole week, I was on like a fucking natural high that drug can't get you to. Like, literally walking on a fucking cloud, like, getting respect that I thought like I deserved for fucking years for work and my vision or something, like my musical vision. Or whatever, like, like being validated, like, and it was it was a great experience, like, and that just, that kept me going, because I was about to quit taking music seriously before I sent Vinnie Paz beats, but that literally kept me going. I look at it as like,
it does get you down, man.
It
does
life,
get you down.
Kind of saved my life,
True.
Because I don't,
because like, people get like really deflated, people get deflated and shit, you like, my mate, Damien, Damien Illich, shout out again. Mm-hmm. Mate, it was the same kind of thing. Like in high school, he was sitting there writing, and nothing was happening. And like even a couple of years ago, nothing was happening. Now, like all staying steadfast and staunch, fucking keeping at it. Mate, he's fucking killing it now. And, I've got nothing but fucking pride for the cunt. Because I remember when he was a fucking 13-year-old at school, writing into his pad. It's tremendous to see that. And you can't hate people for getting big, man. That's why I don't like people when they get jealous of shit.
If people are successful in something, in like the entertainment or music, even if it's a little success, they worked hard to get there, because it's not
Fuck
easy.
Yeah, they did, man.
It's not fucking easy. Like, it's not. It's hard work. It's dedication, determination, and all that.
And he pressed his own albums, fucking did all that shit, like professionally pressed, man. Like I got it in my car, I never leaves my car.
If you want it enough and want to do, like, you're gonna make it happen any fucking way, like,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So I can kind of get what you were saying because it's really well, you kind of feel like a fucking like a father in a way. You know what I mean? As gay as that sounds, like, you know, with your mate there, like, and he just fucking hits it. Like, I just want to be Suge Knight, mate, all up in the videos dancing. Oh fuck, it's tremendous.
Yeah. So now, now I'm taking myself more serious as a producer. That I got a couple of placements with Vinnie Paz on, big placements. Like he, put me on his Record Store Day single. That was big for me. Like, I don't know how many people have really know about it, but it was big for me because the A side to that single was produced by Fourth Disciple, which is a producer from Wu-Tang. He worked with Wu-Tang and Killer Army and shit, and he was big for me growing up. So to be on the B side of his song is humbling, I guess. Like, and I don't want to leave out on the Vinnie Paz's album, The Pain Collector. He has a bunch of great producers and MCs on there, of course, but one I got to point out would be DJ Muggs from Cypress Hill. To be on the same album as DJ Muggs, to have my producer,
that caliber of people,
a couple tracks away, it says produced by DJ Muggs is like mind blowing to me. Like, I'm on the same fucking track list, like, and it's the same credits as DJ Muggs, like, because he's another, great producer, inspiration, like,
and as well, it tells you, like, fucking, if you were shit, you wouldn't be there. And, like, you're next to people like that. That's fucking you're on the right track.
All right, so when that happened, a lot of people that have definitely doubted me in my life with just making music, when that happened, it kind of shut people up in me, and like, you know what I mean? A lot of people
real quiet, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, for sure. But
fuck that.
Yeah, so now, that's, now I got my confidence up and back about making beats and shit. I'm taking my shit more seriously. Now I want my shit to sound better. I'm buying, better gear, better equipment, shit to make my stuff sound better. All that type of shit, basically. Putting, for the quality of the sound and shit. Because I make my music, I record my music in a particular way, not the way that a lot of other people do it these days and shit. But yeah, I won't get into that, but maybe another time or whatever.
Just a rumor. You're going to wish I was. You're a little late for Halloween, named Hobgoblin, and you're right on time for your funeral. Emerge from my penance to omniscient demonic presence, half moon crescent, a loaded weapon, open session, open season, the cloak demon is slow bleeding, slow breathing, a cold winter evening, it's been deceiving, the animals loose and don't feed us, the core deepens, and if we sound the horn, come meet us, born to lead us, plumb island lab, the form fetus, lost in the ether, born the opposite, spawn of Jesus, the elder god, coat of arm, exploding bomb, strike when the ocean calm, escape from the clone farm, it's going gone, in global reset, who Kleenex from Nazi chemists, MK Ultra, LSD test.
Before bringing the weapons, you were just a an ambitious hooded ass. I made you the Hobgoblin, and now I'm making you.
For centuries, the Hobgoblin's been a symbol of irrational fear and terror. I want this face to be the very last thing my enemies see.
Stuff with Vinnie Paz, because, like, obviously that would have been fucking awesome, because he's everybody's favorite, like, because especially the Necro, the Gore-Tex, Mr. Hyde, Sabak Red. Oh, Bill, he was coming, that. He was coming. That's my boy. So after all that, how did you, like, with your songs, like, what I personally enjoy is because they're kind of fucked up, but in a good way. Because it's kind of like spaceships meet aliens, meet like They Live with Roddy Piper, that movie. You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy the style you've made for yourself. Like I think it is better than Grim Galaxy you've been by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you transition from like all that, and after the fame went down a little bit and everyone
And
forgot
like,
your name?
well,
Yeah,
basically, yeah, like making all those beats and getting that confidence from doing the production for Vinnie Paz and shit. I was still making my own shit and just wanting to like always feeling like I need to prove myself. I still I I proved myself like as far as like getting my a placement on a big name album, and that
but
first
I got to ask you
album.
before you keep going. Did you prove yourself to yourself, or did you feel like you proved yourself to exactly? Yeah, I
It
thought
was
you
to
would have.
me. That was to me.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
mainly to me.
yeah,
Like, and also to certain people around me that I know personally, of course. But mainly to
yeah,
me, it was like I fucking knew it. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
I
yeah,
knew if
yeah,
I
yeah,
fucking just, and
yeah.
I'm not. It's not like I fucking but it's not the biggest thing in the world. But it is to me like
Oh, mate, look,
that's the
so
biggest thing
fucking
that ever happened to me
yeah,
in my fucking
yeah,
life. Like
exactly.
no
So
question.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the
So
fuck.
no one can fucking put shit on you for
Yeah,
that. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
No one could fucking take that away from me or
Nah, nah,
anything. Like I
nah,
did that. Like it's in the
nah.
fucking history books of hip hop or whatever you want to say. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
whether if that's that's a little fucking mark I made. Like but fucking
No, exactly. But you know how many people that fucking talk shit and have made no mark whatsoever?
oh of course
You
yeah
know
and
what I mean? So
trust
it's
yeah
fucking tremendous.
I
You
know
know,
yeah.
like it's a big
And
achievement.
that's why it was to me. It was like, all right, I knew I had something, like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
fucking basically, so doing that, I have my confidence up as far as like, I believe in my vision. I believe in what I think is dope. Other people will think is dope too. And I don't care if it sounds like anything else that's going on or looks like it, or I don't want it to, in fact. I don't want it to sound or look
yeah.
like anything really, like, I want it to be like its own fucking thing. And, I
That's what I
started,
enjoy about it, man. Because fucking, sorry to cut you off, but
no,
like
no.
it's so fucking unique, man. Like you try and find someone else, honestly, that sounds like you. And I tell my mates this all the time. Like this cunt is fucking completely. It's just so original. You know what I mean? I'm not sucking your dick. I'm not doing anything like that. You know what I mean? But it's just it's fucking different. It's like
And that's
you
something I'm going for is like
yeah
I want it to be
yeah
fucking original. Like I don't want it to look like nothing or sound like nothing that's
yeah
going on right now. Because
yeah
love underground hip hop and real boom bap hip hop, but like
yeah
yo,
yeah.
it's more trendy on the underground scene right now than it is in the fucking mainstream scene
Oh,
almost. Like
obviously, yeah, because you got
it's
those
fuck
people
yeah.
going the hibbity. Oh, take
Well, it's
Xanax.
a lot
You
of
know,
people right
that's
now are
all it
going
is.
with that they're doing the whole biting the whole Rock Marciano and Griselda steez with the no drums and like it's almost biting their
Yeah,
sound
yeah.
to a T, like but yeah,
Yeah.
so and I love that shit and I love them and I fucking respect them and all that, but I want to do something a little different, like, you know what I mean? I don't
Well,
want to
that's
do
why I thought it was cool with like your style because fucking you played a Necro album, you play, you know, all the people like that, like Cage, fucking whoever. Like yours stands out as different, but like
well,
still has that like because you got a really like tough
I
rap
learned
voice.
from all these dudes like
You know?
Wu Tang,
Yeah,
Nonfiction, The Arsonist, High and Mighty, Cage, all these fucking dudes. I learned from all of them. Like uh,
yeah, yeah.
Camp Click, Redman, Outsiders, fucking
Smith and
fucking
Wesson, fucking
yeah,
everyone, mate.
Smith and Wesson, MOP,
Yeah,
fucking all
yeah,
you know. I learned like I'm such a student of hip hop. I learned from it. Every detail, making beats, rhyming, flows, cadences, all of it. Like production of a beat, where the beat drops and all that shit. I studied all of it,
yeah, yeah.
and I came up with my own way that I think is dope and different, and it's got my own little
Yeah.
fucking sound. Like I feel
Well,
like
that's it, because if I heard, like, and I'm not even talking shit, man, if I heard a Nick Jack beat, I'll be like, no, that's Nick Jack's. Because it has that, you know, fucking just that little bit of a different quality to it, or a big bit of a different
I'll
quality,
tell
you
you,
know,
I'll
because
tell
it's,
you something
yeah,
too. That's different that I do. I think I think it's different. I don't know if it really is, but I think it is that a lot of producers today in the type of music that I make, they buy their samples. They buy like sample packs, and they buy these samples that fucking hundreds and thousands of other producers are buying, and they're all using the same fucking sounds and shit, the same fucking sounding drums, and all the shit sounding the fucking same and shit. Like, I don't do that shit. I literally look for all my own samples. I put in like hours sometimes of just looking through fucking samples or music, old music, new music, whatever it is, anything, commercials, movies, anything to find any sounds, like, to create my own sound, like,
Yeah.
And
So did you find trouble when you like put out a song and then like someone fucking ever comes after you for using the sample
my
like this
shit
or
is
that?
not, if my shit gets big enough, maybe, but my shit ain't big enough, like, my shit is like, basically.
Because I suppose Necro hasn't got in trouble for that. He uses Metallica.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how it goes, but like, I know fucking. Hey, if I ever cross that road, I guess we'll see what happens. Like, and I hope it does, because that means I'm popping. If it does, like, you know what I mean?
That's it, man. You're gonna have to tell me about it when it happens.
Yeah. So basically, fucking, I started doing doing beats. I wanted to do like more Nick Jackelson shit that I've always worked on, but never fucking put effort into, because I always put my effort musically into people I wanted to work with, like my friends, or making beats for other people, being in a group. I always put my 100% effort into that, and never got.
And that's purely for yourself.
Never got anything back from the people. That not anything back from the people, but like I didn't get, like, if I'm putting 100% into Grim Galaxy, I'm getting fucking 40% from the other side. Like, you know what I mean? And that's how it was with other groups I've worked with. I feel like, So it's like,
well, that's a waste of time. It's like a kick in the balls, man.
So then I figure, you know what? I could do I gotta do all this myself. I can. I know what I need to do, and I just started fucking doing shit. And really, what happened was, so at the end of during the pandemic, I went through a mad transitional fucking phase with my life in the pandemic. A lot, and I've heard other people say this, actually. Like, people say the pandemic was like 2020 was the worst year of their lives or whatever, and that was like one of the best years of my life. And it sucks. A lot of bad shit happened that year, though. All that, where everybody knows the bad shit that happened that year. But fucking for me, it was great. I fucking turned my life around in a bunch of different ways. I changed my whole eating lifestyle, and just started exercising more, and dropped a bunch of weight, and just started to get focused on music and writing and production. And I'd rap every day, and I rap every day. That's you gotta fucking do it. No matter how much you do it or have done it, you could still get better at it. So that's why I'm always.
Oh yes, I see you as like a martial artist to hip hop.
Yeah,
you get up, you train every day. You keep fucking, and that's why I respect, man. You got that hustle.
Myself, secluded, recluse, not talking to nobody for months at a time. Sometimes doing that shit.
Yep.
And fucking so I'm doing I'm hooking up with my boy, and we're doing a couple of songs, and we did a couple of great songs, and I'm feeling something. I'm like, yo, my shit's hitting different right now. I'm feeling it, because I'm feeling good with myself. I just changed my life around and shit. And me and my boy made a really fucking dope song. So, all right. So basically, I was doing a song with my boy. We got together. We did a song. It was a really dope song. Whatever. I used to do a lot of music with this dude. We're talking about doing a video for it, because I want to get serious now. I want to start putting out videos and stuff, because we never did that with Grim Galaxy. So I'm like, yo, we got to put out a fucking video, man. So we did we did the song. We talk about video. I'm talking about all my ideas with him, the ideas that I want, like, and because I have already been messing around doing videos on Instagram and shit. So I had a vision of what I wanted, like, if I was gonna do, like, my next video, or with for a song. So fucking he's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna do a song with this other dude. We're going to put out the video. We're going to do a video for it next week, and then we're going to put it out, and then we'll do our video and put it out the week after, or 2 weeks after, or something. I was like, fine, straight. Cool. I'm cool with that. A couple weeks later, he hits me up, which was like around Christmas time of 2020, and he sends me the video, and I'm like, oh shit, this dude, I'm watching the video. This dude took all my ideas that I had from mine in his video and used it in his video, basically, like for the song he did with this dude. I'm like, whoa, I was very fucking offended. I was like, yo, dude, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And for whatever, we started going back and forth. I was like, man, like, I don't want to get into the whole thing, but basically he said some fucked up shit that he definitely shouldn't have said. Personal shit that it's weird that he said, some hater shit that he was probably a hater the whole time or whatever. But basically, I was really pissed off, and I'd made a fucking bullshit post on Facebook saying something like, watch who you trust, and they'll take your ideas and shit. And he hit me up and he started saying all this fucked up shit to me on the phone. And then that was like a day after Christmas, the December 26th of 2020. I remember, like, because that whole week I was pissed off about what he had said to me. I was really fucking pissed about, like, letting him say that, and him, like, the dude, I felt like he always was fucking, like, thinks he could fucking walk all over me and shit or whatever because he was older and bigger and shit, like, And not that he didn't have respect for me, because he definitely did, but, like, he kind of said some shit to me that was way over the line, that you don't say to somebody that you're friends with, basically, like,
Yeah.
So, I'm fucking, for a whole week, I'm fucking pissed off. And fucking New Year's Eve, I'm pissed. I don't want to chill with nobody. I don't want to talk to nobody. It's fucking 2020 pandemic, New Year's Eve, New Year's Eve. The whole day I'm fucking thinking, I was like, yo, I'm gonna fucking write a song about this motherfucker. And I start writing and shit, and this shit comes together, and I'm like, yo, I funnest song I ever recorded. I had so much fun recording it, writing it, fucking producing it, all of it. I'm like, yo, I'm putting this out tomorrow on fucking YouTube. On this January 1st, 2021, basically. And I put it out, and a bunch of my friends heard it. It got like, it doesn't get a crazy amount of views, but it got like more than I had ever gotten after I put out any type of song, like, even on the Grim Galaxy stuff. So I'm like, you know what? That pumped me up to do fucking more shit. So in a couple weeks later, I made this song called Hobgoblin, and I put that song out. And
Tremendous.
I just put that on YouTube with a quick video, but I have no artwork. So at this time, I'm thinking, shit, I need artwork. So now I'm starting to work on my own artwork and shit, and out of necessity. And now I'm making little YouTube videos for my Instagram and shit. Little Instagram videos for my beats and shit, So I'm getting into that. So I'm doing all this, and now I put out another song, and I make a video for the song. It's called Dark Rain. This was in
great song, man. That's honestly, out of my fucking top three for your chat, mate. Hobgoblin, fucking Dark Rain. Actually, I got 4. Dark Rain, and then it becomes Groom Lake. And my absolute number one favorite, cunts, get the fuck on it. It is tremendous. You want to be, mate. You'll punch your mother. It's that good. Like, fucking the Terror Dome. Welcome to the Terror Dome, mate. Fucking, if you want to just, and Nick's songs are great because they're not fucking 20 minutes long. They're not fucking 5 minutes long. They're just that right time to keep you interested. You're chilling. And, mate, fucking get on it. The Terror Dome, Nick Jackelson beats, YouTube, fucking jump on it, man. He's got tremendous songs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you keep going, Nick. Yep.
Basically, so now, so the Dark Rain song, I'm like, yo, I got to put out a video. So I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to shoot a video and see how it goes if I do a music video. So I'm shooting the video, and I'm kind of crazy with it because I never did this before. So and I'm very self-conscious. Like, I want it to, like, look fucking official and shit. I don't want it to look like,
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm working on it a lot. I'm working on it for like a full month and shit. Like, just every day fucking. It was very fun to fuck with it because it taught me how to fucking edit videos, like, straight up.
Yeah.
And fucking, basically what happens is I don't put out the video. I put out the song just on YouTube by itself, but not the video.
Yeah.
The song gets a really good reaction. Again, better reaction than the other 2 songs I put out, and now they keep getting more and more. Now I'm not getting hundreds of thousands of views. I'm getting a couple thousand views or something, but it's still fucking more than I've ever gotten. I'm seeing a rise every time. So fuck it. That's motivating me. Even a couple of people asked me for my shit, telling me, yo, your shit's dope. Like, and fuck it. That's keeping me going.
Yeah, like, I remember we were talking to a mutual friend yesterday, and her son went off. But
that's right. Yeah. You're right.
It's awesome. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it comes up, man. It's just like the more exposure and shit. Because to be honest, like, from New York and shit, like, because none of the old school's there anymore. Everyone's just gay cunts. Like, even Pat Boost, he sounds like he sucks dick now. You know what I mean? Like, I like Nems. Shit like that.
I mean,
fucking,
it's
not that style I want to hear.
Yeah. Sorry. There's a lot of rappers that I like and respect and shit, but I don't listen to a lot of shit. I kind of like, I don't want to like focus on what other people are doing really, because if I watch what this guy's doing, watch what this guy's doing, I'm gonna compare myself, and I don't want to do. I just want to fucking stay in my zone and stay in my lane and shit, you know, and that's what I try to do. Yeah, but fucking
And
yeah.
he's been doing really good too, guys. Like he's fucking there's like he creates his own artwork, sticker wise. He's got jumpers, shirts. You know, he's got everything coming. You know, so
Yeah.
we'll leave that till the end, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, basically,
he's got it cracking. You know,
I started making the videos. I made the Dark Rain video that is out on YouTube now, but I didn't put it out for months. Actually, I put the regular song out with just like a little picture on YouTube.
Yeah.
I put that out in like maybe March or something like that, and then I had this video sitting there. I should have put it out, but I didn't. And I ended up making another video, a lyric video to the Groom Lake song, and then I was like, you know what? Now I'm going to shoot a real deal video, and I'm making a new song for it. And I made the Terror Dome, which I had the Terror Dome written in my head and on paper and in my phone for a couple of months. And I knew the whole song before I recorded it. Like that whole sequence of the song, I was singing it every day myself. Like I would put the beat on and do all the little welcome to the Terror. I would do all that every day until I recorded it. And then I recorded it. I'm like, all right, I'm doing a video for this. So
and I love the video for it, man. I love the video. It's because you're going back to old school shit. Yeah, you know, because it's kind of like it's new, but it's nostalgic. You know, when you see Spider-Man fucking swing it down, you see all that shit, and then you're just like, you know, spiked bats and horn helmets, born hellish, all that shit. You know, it's just fucking. It gets you ready to kill people, man.
Well, that's the type of vibe I want. Obviously, if you hear the song, the chorus and all that, you know it's that, and I wanted that type of vibe, and also to throw in my little fucking, I don't know, my little twist on what I think my shit should look like, my little vision as far as colors go, or filters, or anything, the way I'm editing it, or, you know, anything like that, like, you know, so.
Because you're a different dude when you do that, like you're definitely not like the norm, because you use a lot of fucking pink, you lose a lot of fucking greens, you know, blues, and
so I like
a lot of black and white as well.
A lot of people, I look at this, like, I always liked fucking, like the fucking bright greens and shit like that, like, you know, I always like those fucking, the bright greens and shit. Fucking, I see everybody's shit. I see everybody's, album artworks, all their shit, and it's always like the same, like, dark colors, same type of deal. A lot of people do these old pictures where they cover like a famous person's old picture, and they'll cover the eyes with like a strip or something like that. Like and they're all black and white and shit like that. And I don't know. When I grew up, you know, Wu-Tang. You know, you look at Wu-Tang, you see their shit. Their shit. You know their W, their logo is a fucking that yellow. You know, that orange or yellow. You know what I mean?
It pops out at you. Yeah,
you know, like that color. And a big group was like fucking like Redman. Like, you know, he came out with his name was Redman, but he had the fucking Dare is a Dark Side. When his cassette came out, the tape was red. You know?
Oh,
and colors were always a fucking, I felt like, or Raekwon with the purple tape. Like, you know? Yeah. I think like, you know, people, I guess, stopped using certain bright colors or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I think looks dope. And also I'm not trying to appeal to fucking old gangsters in the street, or I'm trying to appeal to everyone, like, you know. So I want, like, you know, I want everybody to, even if my music is maybe not for everyone, maybe my fucking artwork and my fucking merchandise will be, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, because I just like loving the videos, man. How it's like, because I feel you stick to like a certain few colors, but they do range. You know what I mean? But it looks fucking tremendous. Like when you see shit and you're like rapping on top of something, you jump down or whatever. Like it just looks fucking all like it's meant to be there. If you know what I mean.
That's that's what comes out of my brain. Like when I'm creating, you know. So I can't even stop it. Like, you know, that's just what I think looks cool. So that's what I'm going with. I don't care if somebody like, you know, thinks it's cool or not. Like if I think it's cool, I'm confident with my vision on it. Like, you know.
Well, that's how people get good with their music, man. They do what they want. They put what they want in it. If they listen to other people, they feel like you're not shortchanging yourself. Like in your morals, you're just putting out what you want.
Yeah, you gotta not care. You gotta not like you can't be like self-conscious, because I used to be very self-conscious of my music, very self-conscious of my beats, my raps, all of it. Like, you know, it's very
who hasn't, man? Yeah, who hasn't? Yeah.
I just, you know, getting certain confidence, and at a certain point, I started to be like, no, like, you know, I think what I think is dope, and I think other people think it's dope too. And I think I said that earlier, you know, but you know,
who gives a fuck? Because that's the truth, mate. Like, honestly, everybody on here, like, I wouldn't get Nick Jacks on if I thought his music was shit. It's I really implore everybody to check it out. Like, even his Grim Galaxy shit's good. Billy Ballantyne in the song's tremendous, you know, as well. I really prefer your solo shit. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, just fucking keep fucking punching on, keep going along, mate. And I think you'll be doing really well in the future.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I'm basically and that's, you know, what I'm doing now is basically I've been, you know, creating a lot of designs for like merchandise for stickers or T-shirts, hoodies, shit like that, you know, because I have fun fucking doing it, and I like to see, like, my designs, like, you know, brought to life on a fucking sticker or a T-shirt or something. And you know, it's like, it goes with, of course, it's accompanied by the music. Like, you know, you don't have to listen to the music to maybe wear a T-shirt that I would, you know, put out or something like that, or rock one of my stickers or something like that, you know, basically. But yeah, you know,
I've got to say about fucking Nick Jacks's like vision for his merch style. It's fucking tremendous. Like, you know, #follow. You know, and he incorporates different. Yeah, there you go. That's it.
That's the fucking.
That's all his specials. Like, mate, he's not fucking around. You know, like that's fucking. That's They Live glasses and shit. And he's Tank Girl. He incorporates a lot of shit.
Oh yeah.
So imagine that on a hoodie. You know what I mean? That shit's gonna pop.
Can't really say it, but yeah.
I know that was perfect at the end. But yeah, fucking I really implore everybody, who's giving it a listen, man. Just fucking, what a great story, and what a fucking great talented artist, man. So everybody give Nick. No, you're welcome, man. You shouldn't even be thanking me, but I really fucking dig your shit. So
should I just plug my fucking my?
I think plug your stuff, man. Plug your stuff.
Yeah, basically on Instagram it's at Grim Jackelson. That's Instagram at Grim Jackelson, GRYMJACKELSON. I got beat videos on there, and you could hit me up for beats and all that type of shit. You know, I'm reasonable with prices, as Don said earlier, and shit. And also my YouTube, it's either at Nick Jackelson, or the name of my YouTube channel is Nick Jackelson Beats, and I got my videos on there. I just put a video out, the Hobgoblin video, which came out in December, and I'm working on a new video which is going to come out soon, and a bunch of other shit too. I got mad songs and shit. I got an album basically ready to go, instrumental albums, all types of shit. Like, you know, I'm always working on shit. The fucking designs, I got the sticker packs coming for fucking people who like stickers and shit like that, and I got T-shirts and hoodies that I'm going to start making and shit, like, you know, so.
And everything's fucking reasonably priced too. There's some, you know how some people charge fucking shit. Everything's reasonably priced, good quality. So as I said, I just go check this dude out, man. You'll be so fucking surprised if you haven't heard him. You'll replay the same song for fucking 20 minutes, I'm telling you. And they're only 2.5 fucking, maybe max, like 3.5 minute songs. You know what I mean? And he's still got to fucking pump it. It's just tremendous.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, you could catch me you could Google me, find me. There's, you know, shit on Google. You could I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, fucking, I have a TikTok, but I haven't really used it yet. And I'm on all the other social media too, if you fucking want to follow me on there and shit. Like, you know.
As well, all these shit's on Discogs, Bandcamp.
Discogs,
well. Yeah, so just, guys, fucking keep a lookout, because there's no way to fucking go but for this bloke, but up. So, you know, I'll do my little shout outs, guys, now. Again, always a shout out to fucking Rewards One. You know, that's my boy right here. It's this shit. Shout out to Damien Illich, my brother as well. You know, we're all brothers in arms in this shit. And again to Alan Thorpe for I Walk for Men's Mental Health, for Beyond Blue, because he's literally fucking done like 800, I think, what was it, 50 miles, 50 Ks this year, and raised so much money. So yeah, don't ever feel you're alone with suicide, anxiety, anything. You just jump on, give them a call, they'll fucking sort you out. You know what I mean? And fucking yeah, we're also sponsored by Duxon Apparel. So check out Duxon Apparel. All the links will be in the bio for Nick's shit and everything. So yeah, and especially but for Alan, if you want to donate to a good cause, fucking it doesn't matter, $5, $10, $15. That's a fucking stick of weed you don't need that day. You know, fucking open your wallet, you cunts. You know what I mean? He's doing a good thing. All right, guys. Yeah, thank you very much. And Nick Jacks, as I said, I'm proud to call you a friend. And fucking,
yes.
Thank you for coming on, mate. And
thank you for giving me a platform to tell a little of my story and to fucking, you know, get my shit out there, you know, because not I don't do fucking many interviews like this and shit, like, you know, so that's pretty fucking big, you know.
Yeah. Well, look, as I said, like to everyone, we've been friends for like quite a while now, you know. So
Yeah.
I just had to. I could not have you. You know, I could not have you.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's more than appreciated, mate. Your thanks, because
yeah, of course, feelings mutual. I definitely appreciate. Like I said, it's fucking, you know, and I had a great time doing this too. Really fucking fun to do.
Excellent, man. Like, yeah, glad you enjoyed it too, because I didn't want you to be like a fucking
No.
you know, like a pig in the fucking crosshairs and shit.
Cool as hell. I enjoyed that. It's like when we just talk normally, basically, you know.
That's
it's basically
man.
one of our regular conversations. We've had this conversation a few times, right? Almost
millions of fucking it's so natural.
Yeah.
You know. So any last shout outs, Nick? Because I'll end this.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just want to I want to shout out my mother. I want to shout out my father. I want to shout out my boy J Cap. I want to shout out. I want to say rest in peace to my best friend Tucker Flo. Rest in peace to Insight. Rest in peace to ZN. Rest in peace to Tame One. And everybody that supports me and checks my shit, takes the time out, whether you like it or dislike it. Shout out to you. And please go check my shit. I got ill dope shit coming. Shit that doesn't sound like nobody else's shit. You better follow because it's Jackelson. I don't know.
That's it. You better follow because there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, Grim Jackelson, Nick Jackelson. Yep.
That's it, guys. Thank you very much, Nick, for coming on. And I shall speak to you soon, my brother. Peace.
Thank you. Thank you so much.